fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just the sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know.
I love when I feel entirely superfluous. Like, we've had a complete service already between Kath and Ryan. What? Why am I here? I could have stayed home and slept in. Oh my goodness. Hi friends, I'm Sarah. I'm so happy to be with you again. It's always such a joy to be in this community. Such a beautiful, heartfelt, inclusive community. And thank you, Kath, for inviting us to offer our healing blessings for Trish. I caught a glimpse of her this morning, and she looks fabulous, even with a cold. I don't know how she does that, but she does. So I'd like to start my portion of the morning with the Sufi invocation. Lotus. Yes. Thank you. Carly is like the goddess in the office over there. So You're welcome to join me in saying this Sufi invocation together. And if it's totally new to you and you look at it and go, I don't know about that, you can just listen, see how it lands in your heart, if it does. So, towards the one, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the Master, the Spirit of guidance. Amen. So these are words from Puro Murshid Inayat Khan. His name is Inayat Khan, and the rest is an honorific of respect and expressions of gratitude and recognition of his mastery in the Sufi path. And in hearing Trish's theme for this month with your beautiful community here, themes of free will and divine will, and what is the relationship between these things. And I thought I could bring you the Universal Worship Service of Inayat Khan. That is a Sufi ceremony that acknowledges all the faith traditions of humanity, some of which are represented on the altar. I've modified it a little bit so that I could bring a small altar and read very short versions of scriptures without bringing all of the books. This service was created by Puro Murshid Inayat Khan as a way of inviting humanity to recognize the same shining light of divine presence in all the faith traditions of the world. And it is my habit when I'm coming to speak to a community of spiritual friends to try to understand what the themes are in this community. So I listened to Trisha's talk from last week. She's brilliant. I listened to her talk, and I'm like, again, I don't even need to be here. We could just either play a rerun or just meditate on the memories from last week's talk. That is absolutely everything that we need. And we can see ways that the different faith traditions of humanity have expressed these same themes. So we just started with the invocation, and now I'm going to light a candle for each of several faith traditions. It is symbolic. We know that we can't fit all the faith traditions. We don't even know what they are. But here's a pretty solid sampling, and these are the 6 faith traditions that Puro Murshid Inayat Khan suggested that we put on the altar for this service. So, starting with, to the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle this light, symbolically representing the Hindu religion. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle this light, symbolically representing the Buddhist religion. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle this light, symbolically representing the Zoroastrian religion. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle this light, symbolically representing the Jewish religion. Did I put it in the right place? Oh, I didn't. Hold on, though, because I did this light. There we go. Good thing you're paying attention. It was a test. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle this light, symbolically representing the Christian religion. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle this light, symbolically representing the religion of Islam. And this last one is not a religion, but we light a candle for it anyway. To the glory of the omnipresent God, we kindle this light, symbolically representing all those, whether known or unknown to the world, who have held aloft the light of truth amidst the darkness of human ignorance. So on that bowl there is the Sufi symbol, and Sufism, according to Puro Murshid Inayat Khan, is not a religion. It is the pursuit of wisdom, which exists in all of the religions of humanity, and also outside of the religions of humanity. Okay, lotus. So this service originally has some very long prayers, and for today, I brought a short version of one piece of each of the prayers that are traditionally done as part of this service. So this prayer is called Psalm, and this is just one line from it, and I invite you to say it with me if you wish. Open our hearts towards thy beauty. Illuminate our souls with divine light. That was so nice. Let's do it 2 more times. Open our hearts towards thy beauty. Illuminate our souls with divine light. And as we say it one more time, I invite you to say it very quietly towards your own heart, to just whisper it into your own being. Open our hearts towards thy beauty. Illuminate our souls with divine light. And now we'll visit each of the faith traditions by reading a piece of scripture from each of them. So I went through and found a bunch of pieces of scripture that in some way address this theme of free will, divine will, and what's the relationship between these things, which is partially about our consciousness, about our sense of personal sovereignty, our sense of responsibility, and our relationship with our instruction that we received before we were born and that hopefully we're striving to fulfill in this lifetime. So first, from the Hindu religion, this is from the Upanishads, that are some of the Vedas. No manifested form of life can be independent of its source, just as no wave, however mighty, can be independent of the ocean. Nothing moves without that power. Brahma, God, is the only doer. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine wisdom. So we're going to do something like that for each of the faith traditions that you see on this altar today. From Buddhism, this is from the Dhammapada. Dwelling in the cave of the heart, the mind without form wanders far and alone. Those who subdue this mind are liberated from the bonds of Mara, which is darkness or confusion. Wisdom never becomes perfect in one whose mind is not steadfast, who knows not the good teaching and whose faith wavers. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine compassion. Do y'all know if I put the correct symbol on here for Zoroastrianism? Probably don't know, huh? Nobody knows what Zoroastrianism is around here, but it's a legit religion, and I could give you a speech about it, but I won't. Just try to lean into confidence in my awareness that Zoroastrianism exists and has existed for a really long time, and fundamentally gave rise to a lot of the core tenets in the Abrahamic faith traditions and others. From Zoroastrianism, from the Avesta, when thou, O Mazda, that is the name for God, the one God, the source, goodness, life, and light, when thou, O Mazda, in the beginning, didst create the individual and the individuality through thy spirit and powers of understanding, when thou madest actions and teachings whereby one may exercise one's convictions at one's free will, he that knows or he that knows not, each according to his own heart and mind. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine purity. Really, if you don't know Zoroastrianism, look them up. They're cool. I'm serious. It's a really fascinating and beautiful faith tradition. All right. For Judaism, from the Torah, I brought two short little passages from the Torah because they're both so short. First, let us make man in our image, in our likeness. Did you know that God refers to her, him, themself in the plural in the Torah? Did you know that? Another one. Verily, this human being is unique, that he has his own mind to choose between good and evil. I have to make sure I have the right one now. I have to triple check it now. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine covenant. For Christianity, from the letters of Paul to the Galatians. For you, brethren, have been called to liberty. Only do not use liberty as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love, serve one another. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine self-sacrifice. And for the religion of Islam, from the Quran. Each soul is responsible for its own actions. No soul will bear the burden of another. You will all return to your Lord in the end, and he will tell you the truth about your differences. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine unity. Lotus. So this is a short passage from the prayer Salat. Really, if we were to do these whole prayers, it would take quite a long time. So, short version. You're welcome to say this with me, if you like. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. Aw, nice. Two more times, please. Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. All right, so that sounded a little too much like meh, 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 meh. So I invite you to put a little smile of gratitude in your heart first. You're like, wow, what a magnificent miracle this is. And we'll say it one more time with a smile of gratitude and awe in the heart. You ready? Thy light is in all forms, thy love in all beings. It's so easy to fall into that, isn't it? How often do we just fall into this like ho-hummery about life, humdrudgery about life? Yeah. Not you. Not me either. I don't fall into forgetfulness at all. Okay. So for Sufism, this is a reading from Puro Murshid Inayat Khan. And this is from one of his Sufi message volumes. That there are 14 books that they don't have all of his teachings, but a pretty good representation of his teachings. 14 books. This is from the 14th book. The book itself is called The Smiling Forehead. I love that title so much. So this is a passage from The Smiling Forehead. According to the Sufis, there are Qaza and Qadr. Qaza, the universal will. universal power. And qadr is the individual will and the individual power. No doubt, the individual power in comparison with the universal power is like a drop compared with the sea. It cannot stand against the sweeping waves of the sea that come and destroy it. Nevertheless, the drop, being from the same source as the sea, has also a certain amount of strength, and the individual will also have a certain strength if it wills to hold against opposing forces. We offer to the omniscient God our reverence, our homage, and our gratitude for the light of the divine truth. All right. Did you get it? There's like a little bit of a lot of things in here. All right. I just had the greatest joy of talking to my dad, who I have so much respect for. He's a really brilliant man. And I told him the theme for this talk and said, "Hey, Dad, what do you think about free will? Does it exist?" And he immediately said, "Yes." And I said, "Why do you think so?" He said, "I just chose to do that." That was it. And then I was like, okay, tell me more. Like, how do you know that that hasn't been predestined since before you were born, that everything that has ever happened in all of creation has led you to having no choice but to throw your arm in the air and say, "I chose"? Now, he had a lot of brilliant responses, and I didn't record them. I should have recorded them. I should record everything he ever says, because he's brilliant and hilarious. But I didn't. So I brought a bunch of other things that are like, okay, does free will exist? What do you think? Survey. Do you think free will exists? Yes? Do you think there is predetermination and free will does not exist? Wow. None of you. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You know why that's amazing to me? I don't believe that. I think there's both, and like the drop and the ocean that Murshid was talking about, and that you see in all of the faith traditions, there's both. That there is this gift and this destiny, this fate, this purpose that is instilled and blueprint of our soul since before we're born, and we have our part to play in it, which is so small. Then I had a conversation with another brilliant friend of mine. Hi, Jessie, if you ever see this. And I asked Jessie what she thought about this, and she said, well, I think there's a little bit of free will, but maybe like 20%. Maybe 80% predetermination and 20% free will. And I was like, you're so optimistic. You have so much faith in us as humanity. You know, I don't have that. I'm a cynic, and I'm a skeptic. And I go like, you know, so much of what we think is our free will and our determination, we just don't realize what we've been conditioned toward. I do believe in nature and nurture. There is nature and nurture. And if you don't believe me, you can ask any parent who has 2 children or more. And you go like, how much of this is the personality of the human being that comes in fully formed? And I have nothing to do with it. And then, how much of it is that we get to watch the children, our children, or the children we care for, or just developing human beings who start to assert some thought of their own. And you're like, they got that from somewhere. Sometimes we go like, oh, they're so wise. And then we go like, oh no, they're parroting what they heard. Parroting, like a bird. You know, like Polly want a cracker? That kind of like parroting what they've been told. I was so impressed with my brilliant genius daughter. She has orange hair. She does not have red hair. She has been telling people since she was 3 years old, it is not red, it is orange. And also, from 3 years old, when people say, oh my gosh, look at your gorgeous red hair, she says, it's orange. Well, where did you get that lovely orange hair? The goddess gave it to me. That was her answer as a 3-year-old. Where did she get that? She learned that from me. She got that from me. And everyone goes, oh my gosh, the child believes in the goddess. Well, yes, because her mother taught her goddess everything from the time she was born. That's how it works. We believe what we're told. And so much of that results in our decisions, our preferences, our desires, and our sense of purpose in life. And there is also, what did God instruct you to fulfill in this lifetime? Why did you get to be born? And you had nothing to do with that. That had nothing to do with your free will and your great personal power. Not a single bit of it. I know, thank you. I know there are a lot of brilliant teachers out there who are like, you chose it. You made a contract. Well, maybe. But that also didn't come from your own free will. That also came from the intelligence of the God soul within you. So there's this, I could call it a story. No, it's not a story. It's a cosmology. I think that's the word for it, which is a story. But there's a purpose for a cosmology that is trying to understand creation, the universe, all that is. And we're like, nothing makes sense. Please explain it to me so it makes sense. Murshid is Inayat Khan, that's what I call him. It means teacher. Murshid describes the journey of the soul in a message volume that he calls The Soul Whence and Whither. I always have to sing it like that. Whence and whither. Those phrases just have to be sung. That describes the journey, oh my gosh, the journey of the soul that goes from non-existent or included in all of unity of godness. And then it travels into this drop form that is each of you, each of us, each individual being, including the chair and the flower and the flame and each car and every driver, bless their souls, that every driver, bless their heart. That's what the phrase is, bless their heart. Okay, and from the unindividuated, unified existence of God, the soul travels through planes of existence before coming into human form. First plane of existence that it visits is the angelic plane. If you believe in angels or not, you can think about it as an idea, an atmosphere of intention. What would the purpose be of the angelic realm? It is pure devotion. Pure devotion. And it is absolute loyalty, well, except for Satan, but we're not going to go into that. It is absolute loyalty, and it is the absence of free will. In all of the faith traditions that I'm aware of that express some belief, some story, some idea of angels, the angels do not have free will. Angels have marching orders. Angels have mission and purpose. The angels are the messengers of God who receive their instructions and fulfill them without question. No free will. Lots of power, lots of love, lots of devotion, no free will. Next realm in the Sufi context is the jinn realm. So from the angelic into the jinn. It's spelled usually Jinn, which is where the word genie comes from, which includes the I Dream of Genie, and it also includes Aladdin's genie. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And the jinn is able to create and innovate everything, because the realm of the jinn is the same realm where the word genius comes from. That is our intelligence. It is pure intelligence. The jinn realm is not so interested in devotion, and it is not tied to the earth plane limitations. It is every intelligent, creative impulse. What is it that can be devised, thought of, imagined, and a form can be made for it? It is like the infinite, ultimate engineers, the jinn. Now, the soul goes through the angelic, picks up some impressions there, goes through the jinn, picks up some impressions there, and lands in this story, it's the human incarnation. Human incarnation includes aspects of the angelic realm because we pick up impressions from the angelic realm, and some aspects of the jinn realm because we pick up impressions from the jinn realm, and then comes into this human form, which is related to, very close, the next step up from the animal kingdom. In the Sufi cosmology, the human being is a little more evolved than the animal kingdom, though it's still the animal kingdom. but it includes aspects of the jinn and the angelic. In the human form, there is free will, and it is super limited. It is the drop from the ocean. My estimation, on my cynical side of things, I would say we have less than 10% free will. That's my story. I haven't done any mathematics to try to figure out a calculation, a formal equation, but it feels to me like less than 10%. And that grows when we apply our intention and our awareness to it, and when we have a sense of morals, ethics, values, and most of all, love. Then our capacity and the ratio of free will grows. And when we're aware of that, it is our job to grow it. When we're not aware of it, we can just sit back and go like, I don't have any control of anything. I can't do anything. Anything I do is not my fault. It had to be this way. It's how I was born. It's the fault of the stars or the planets or my genetics, or whatever. Like, we can blame it on everything we want to, but that realm of personal responsibility leads us into one of the primary values and tenets of Sufism, which is mastery. Mastery is the implementation and the cultivation of free will to the absolute extent that we are able, which means overcoming the small self, aiming toward our loving hearts, our generosity, and our fulfillment of purpose according to our highest possible ideals. I think that's all I have to say about that, which is everything that Trish said last week, but with my vocabulary. All right, let's see. I took notes. Let's see if I talked about any of the things. Oh, I didn't talk about all the things. I want to encourage you to find an author named Ted Chiang. Do you know Ted Chiang? He writes a lot of different kinds of things, but the short stories, I fell in love with some of his short stories. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And there's one of them that is, oh gosh, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. It's the shortest short story. It's like 2 pages. And it's based on the idea of a predictor that is a little machine that has a button and a light. And the light lights up precisely 1 second before you push the button, 100% of the time, without fail. And in the story, there are some good reasons for it and evidence for like how this little machine works and how it proves that there's no free will. Now you're unhappy with me. I'm sorry about that. I encourage you to go and find it and read it because it sets the mind, anything that sets the mind to thinking like, what is actually really true? And the ultimate essence of this story, I shouldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway, is that regardless of whether there is free will or not, if we want to have useful, enjoyable lives and to fulfill our sense of purpose, whatever that might be, according to our own personal soul blueprint, we have to pretend that we have free will. That is, whether it's true or not, pretend that it is, or just believe that it is. If you have a choice about turning your awareness in one direction or another, always choose free will, because it gives you the greatest joy in the journey, the greatest possible influence on your own experience, and the possibility to be of benefit to other human beings. All right, I think that's all. I mean, there are other things, but ta-da! Okay. We're going to visit a song, Lotus. This is going to lead us into a meditation. And this song, if I gave you the right thing, oh yes, is from words from a poem, a verse from Puro Murshid Inayat Khan. And everything that is in the Sufi instruction book is about aligning our sense, our knowing of self with our sense and knowing of God. And in some ways, Murshid describes this as they are one thing. The soul and God are the same thing. And you can imagine God as the sun and the soul as a ray of light that comes from that sun. There is no distinction. You cannot draw a division between the soul and God. So we want to invite that awareness in a loving attention into our own experience and ask for ourselves to feel the loving instruction of God and to feel joy in that alignment. So here's our melodic version of this phrase. I think we'll sing it through twice. Let thy wish become my desire, thy will my deed. Let thy word become my speech, thy love my creed. Let my plant bring forth thy flower, my fruit thy seed. Let my heart become thy lute, and my body thy reed. Let thy wish become my desire, thy will my deed. Let thy word become my speech, thy love my creed. Let my plant bring forth thy flower, my fruit thy seed. Let my heart become thy lute, and my body thy reed. And letting the in-breath draw those words and those intentions into the heart. With the inhalation, inviting the heart to be spacious and receptive. And with the exhalation, releasing resistance and confusion. Releasing any constriction and disharmony. Breathing in pure, beautiful, divine wisdom, and letting that be an energizing force, a strength, and a nourishment for the physical body, for the heart, for the mind. And with the out-breath, sending that intention and that harmony, that alignment of purpose into the hands and into the feet. Sending that intention and that harmony, that alignment into the vocal cords, into the forms of speech, into the words that we choose. Inviting the living presence of God to be a joyful and beautiful collaboration with every decision and every action we make in life. Letting the heart be strengthened with courage, with purpose, with a clarity of direction. Knowing that every single breath is a blessing and an invitation to fulfill the purpose and wish of the divine beloved in every moment of our lives. Lotus. I'll close with a line from the prayer, Khatum, that is the closing prayer from Puro Murshid Inayat Khan as part of the Universal Worship Service. Disclose to us thy divine light, which is hidden in our souls, that we may know and understand life better. One more time. Disclose to us thy divine light, which is hidden in our souls, that we may know and understand life better. Amen.
Can we appreciate Sarah? Wow. I always learn so much from, and I want to say your name right. Sarah. Okay, great. Oh my gosh. So, I just have to breathe in for a minute. That was amazing. Okay. We are now transitioning to our offering portion of the service, where we are encouraged to give and receive of the good that has been circulating in our lives, and let it circulate all through our spiritual community. So you can find ways to give online in your bulletin. You can also just bring cash or check, or give in person here. And many of us give online regularly through the app or through our website. So however it is that you give, know that we appreciate it so much, and it is what makes our whole life as a community here in unity possible. So thank you for that. And let's say our offering blessing together. Ready? Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate. I am thankful.